go slowly over here. Do you have problems with your internet connection over here in this part of the town? Because it was like swirling and swirling, and I'm like, okay, well, is it gonna go? Is it gonna go? Did you see this?
Uh-huh.
You saw it? You didn't send this to me?
I don't care.
Oh, really? Oh, wow. And here I'm thinking it was gonna be something special.
I mean, when Brandy sings it, I love it.
She's on here?
No, I'm saying when she sings the song, but like she's singing in her own way, but
because she also did a cover of 702 song.
I heard.
Get It Together. Her and the guy Terrell.
I mean, you might like it.
I like her. Coco Jones. We're talking about Coco Jones.
It's like what they said about Chloe Bailey. We know you can sing, but not every song is meant for you to cover.
Yeah, I didn't like her rendition of that. No, what was she singing?
Tina Turner.
Yeah, which one was it though? It wasn't Left a Good Job Down in the City. No. What's Proud Mary? Was it Proud?
She did.
It was What's Love Got to Do with It? No.
Yeah, it was.
Was it? I didn't like it.
And I didn't like when she did Dilemma.
Dilemma?
You know the song with Kelly and Nelly?
Oh, she did that? Mm-hmm. Yeah, she should have left that alone. But right before we went live, everybody, Ryan said, it's hotter than fish grease. And then he said, well, why do they say fish grease? Why don't they ever say chicken grease? Does anybody know the answer to that? That's a good question. It's a very good question.
Did you buy a t-shirt?
For what?
For a trip.
I didn't. So maybe I'll find one while I'm out here.
Doing?
Well, you remember we went over to Q's house yesterday. So I cut my hair. So I never went to the store, but we're going now. So I may be able to find some white t-shirts. I was telling Ryan that I used to wear these white t-shirts that I used to love. It was a brand that I used to find over at Marshall's. And like I never see them anymore. And I haven't really bought any white t-shirts since then because I haven't found the ones that are like the perfect fit.
I think you need more structure in your schedule. More structure in your schedule.
Ryan, I was doing something yesterday, so I'm trying to figure out like what.
What time did you go to Q's house?
5:30. Then I was over there. Come on, Destiny's Child. Don't be trying to get me blocked now. They trying to get me blocked. Look at that. She just playing. Let me pause. We do want to hear that once we get off the live. Good day, thinkers, thought leaders, progressives, and dreamers. I'm Craig the Writer Stewart. And that's Ryan. These are my thoughts in my voice on black shit, white shit, and everything in between. That's gay shit.
I mean, I'm proud of my game.
I know he was all out in L.A. Dancing around with Mariah Carey. Mm-hmm. And he and his boyfriend had on their little matching gay t-shirts. Walking all through WeHo, West Hollywood.
Just frolicking.
Just frolicking.
Just frolicking.
Mm-hmm. Just being gay. All throughout the gay month. Right. What are these little brochures you were passing out to people to tell them, oh, you were passing out glitter.
Glitter.
Oh, tossing glitter around.
Glitter.
Oh, okay. All right. So Ryan had a very good time out in LA. This was his boyfriend's first trip to LA.
Wore me out.
And Ryan's boyfriend is subtly trying to set me up. Let me put this in here. Look, his boyfriend is trying to set me up.
If you're listening.
Trying to play matchmaker. If I'm listening.
If he's listening.
Oh, you think he might be listening?
The match.
Oh, no, he on his international trip. He ain't watching this live.
All right.
But he already knows that your boyfriend is trying to set him up with me because he was the one who told me. He was the one who told me that your boyfriend is trying to set him up with me.
how do we feel about this match?
You asking me? Why would you ask me that if you say he could be watching?
I'm just saying.
The kids know they dirty.
And messy.
The kids know they and messy. Dirty and messy. We'll talk about that on the Patreon.
We'll wait till Torrance gets in the car.
Yeah, we'll wait till Torrance. We're picking up Torrance right now. Text Torrance.
What do you want to say to Torrance?
We're pulling up now.
It says, we're pulling up. Send it.
Yeah, yes.
Done.
I said we're pulling up now. He gonna say we're pulling up.
And what voice is that? Is that Tyrone?
I wanted a black voice. Sure did. So Ryan and I would have. We'll wait till Torrance get in the car to talk about that and this. Okay.
It's too hot.
It sure is. That's a white gentleman that's running.
You know, I will say, I see any of us outside exercising.
Exercising when?
When I was driving past, I was like, everybody else.
Today?
Yeah. I wonder if people actually go in Domino's and sit to eat.
It's too hot to be running. Oh, I already had a smoothie. I was gonna stop getting it. You haven't eaten, have you?
I ate a little salad.
Torrance ate a little sandwich, so I'm the only one that's had a smoothie.
I mean, I had to eat something.
That's the same thing he said. He said I needed something.
You know, hold on
No.
to
I was trying to find my lip stuff, my lip cream. I don't know where it is. Yeah, my lip therapy. Mm-hmm. But I want to find out. So Ryan and I were talking about this earlier about our anxiety when it comes to flying. Now, I don't suffer from anxiety, but I do get anxious when it's time to fly.
I get anxious flying. The thought of before you get on the flight, a couple of days before the flight.
I used to be like that a couple of days before, but now I don't think about it a couple of days before. But this morning, ironically, I woke up with a slight anxiety. Like my heart was kind of palpitating a little bit. And I woke up, it was like 7 o'clock. I'm like, why am I awake? And I was like, oh, you got to fly tomorrow. And I thought about it. I don't like the thought of flying.
And they always say, you know, it's the safest thing ever.
Well, it's the safest way to travel. They done knock these people's railing down.
You know, that's like $700 every time.
Really?
Yep. When I used to do the concierge, it was $700 if they broke it.
That's a mess.
That's just for the arm. That ain't even...
You know the arm that when you pulling in and out of a gate, $700 for that.
That ain't even the price for them to come put it on.
Mel Green said I take Xanax.
She's a wonder.
And see, I have a little friend, and literally just a friend, because you know I know y'all be reading into stuff. They just prescribed him Xanax, and I'm just like, oh. But I'm always like,
but it's good before that flight.
But then, are you gonna be loopy if something happens? You ain't gonna be able to function. Just slide that on.
You just be a little tired.
But I'm saying, what if there is an emergency and you have to?
I mean,
perform. You got to run or something, or
put on my parachute.
Why you yelling at Ryan like that?
He always yelling at me, Torrance. Hey, Torrance. Like I feel like he has no indoors.
Craig.
Torrance, how have you been?
We're live.
Okay.
Who's this little sister coming down the street right here?
Why she gotta be a sister? She just trying to make her way down the street.
Listen, she part of the community.
So we're a community now, not one as a whole.
It is a community. You know it's a community.
You don't know how to get to the damn cops from here.
I do know how to get there, but like I always pull up the directions just in case there's a traffic jam and I can go around it. Like I like to see, Ryan.
How long have you been living here?
Mm-hmm. I said I know how to get there. I just said I like to. I had this conversation when I was in New York. I said even though I know where I'm going, I always put. Mel said nope. She just scared.
We're talking about anxiety
with flying. So I was telling Ryan. I said I don't like to fly.
I don't mind flying at all because this data tells you it's one of the safest ways.
There you go. Ryan just said that. People always want to say that.
I was
No,
telling.
because it's true. If you look at the numbers from back in 2019 to, well, COVID, you can't look at that, but the number of plane crashes or issues with planes fail in comparison to the number of car accidents that you have in the U.S.
No,
It's
I
like
understand.
3-1.
Like, you definitely going to have more car crashes than you have plane. But it's like, it's more devastating and catastrophic when it's a plane because there's so many people at one time. And then it's just, it usually
Fair
makes
point.
it usually makes the national news. And they ain't reporting on the national news.
Unless it's like a multi-car.
Yeah,
pilot.
unless you done went off of a bridge or some shit like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it. I mean, so anxiety-wise, yes, you probably have higher anxiety flying.
And
For some
another
people.
thing. And another thing. I don't like the damn turbulence.
I wish I could just fall asleep.
Well, I mean, the turbulence is a part of having a big-ass machine in the air.
Well, that's just it. You're not even supposed to be in the air. Like, so that's what, that always, it's like, God, we're not even supposed to be in the air in the first
We are
place.
supposed to be in the air. It's air travel. It's technology. It's the evolution of life. Like, it's the faster way to travel as opposed to a damn horse and buggy and a train.
Oh, I didn't even see them crossing. This ain't no crosswalk. They should have crossed over there.
I always say, Torrance, one time in Craig's car, every time it's always a little hit or miss.
Really?
One time. There's always one.
Really?
How you gonna get to Vegas, Craig? You taking a horse?
Damn,
and
I was
buggy?
supposed to turn right there.
That's why I say, you don't know how to get to the place.
That's because y'all asking me all these questions and you just accuse me of not knowing how to drive, really.
Well, there's always one point. There's a reason why Miss Gladys holds on for dear life.
No, she does not.
She be like this.
No,
Oh,
she
she
does
be like-
not. No, she be,
Oh, no.
no, she be holding on because her equilibrium.
That is such a lie. Sitting down. Her equilibrium.
Now, Gloria will hold on to the side. Now, if anybody gonna hold on, it's that Gloria. But yeah, I don't like flying. So when I was flying, I don't know if it was when I think it was when I was going to New York because it was raining here, so my flight was delayed. It was raining here and it was raining in New York. It had been storming in New York, and so we were waiting, and so the air was still a little rough. And when I say when the plane was taking off, it was all, and they be turning and stuff trying to get on course, and it was shaking and shit, and we sideways. I'm like, oh God, I don't like that.
Wait, how many times have you flown?
I fly all the time. I still don't like it.
That's how I am.
You need some Xanax.
No, I don't need no Xanax. I need Jesus.
I
You say
take
a prayer before you go. Though.
I pray, honey. I'm praying now for tomorrow.
Okay.
I'm always praying before.
No, won't he do?
Yes,
I
indeed.
take a Xanax as we're going to the airport, and then I take a
Really?
Xanax on the plane.
Or get you a
Look at
little
him,
edible.
half
You
naked.
need to get an edible. Take an edible.
I thought about taking an edible, but then it's just like when that
Get
edible,
a sativa, or no, get a hybrid.
I
Do a hybrid.
right? But then when it hits, you sitting on that plane and you trying to sit up and you all
No, you just need to lay down.
We're like, ma'am, can you bring this snack cart, please?
right. Then I get on there, I be starving.
Lay down and relax, like the boys would tell
It's like it never seems to like, as much as I fly, it just seems like it never gets
Easier,
better.
right? Ryan brought that back for me and Elliot from Dominican Republic.
Torrance, what you been up to?
Shit. Building business and working with clients. Trying to date.
Oh,
A fresh date.
how's that been going? Torrance is single, everybody. Let me explain something to you now. Do not inbox me. Don't be emailing me over at CraigTheWriterStory.com because that is for books and podcasts
Actually, they can.
and one-on-ones.
Go ahead and DM me and I'll send it to Torrance.
Yeah, send it to him or to him. Don't message me. I am not in the matchmaking business.
You should get to the matchmaking business. But no.
I look at him looking in the side mirror to see if I looked before I got over. I'm looking. I see you. Go ahead, Torrance.
Ryan keeping you honest.
Look, he trying to be sly about it. He gonna lean up. Go ahead, Torrance.
No, I've just been dating. It's been all right.
Oh, so is there somebody that you've been spending some time with now?
No, nobody specific.
Oh.
No, but yeah.
So you know what? I thought about you earlier because I was watching. So Ryan and I had a conversation yesterday, and I said to Ryan yesterday, I said nobody really approaches me, I always pretty much approach. Like if I see somebody that I'm interested in, I will approach, right? And Ryan was like, "What did you say to me yesterday?" You said,
I said,
you said maybe people are intimidated because they think I'm gonna talk about it on the live or something, right? And I said, that's what I kind of think. I said, maybe, maybe it's that, and maybe it's like they're afraid to come up to me just because
you're correct.
I didn't want to say that, but because they already recognize me or something, right? So I was watching this interview today with Keke Palmer. I'm really starting to like her a whole lot.
I've always liked Keke Palmer.
I just don't like her singing.
She's from Chicago.
But I love her, though.
Chi-Town.
So you like her because she's from Chicago?
Well, that, and I've just always loved her personality because she's been so grounded just from her being a child actress.
And see, and I had to realize why I didn't really care for her at first. I didn't care for her at first because when she was transitioning from child star to an adult, not even a star, just an adult, to me, she just seemed a bit too precocious for me. She seemed too grown.
But this is the thing, most child actors have to go through that process.
Right. And now that she's a mother, I'm like, oh no, she was just coming into her own. And I guess I just wasn't ready for her to be an adult. She just seemed too grown to me. But no, she's so refreshing and just so insightful. That's a great word.
I love her evolution.
I love her evolution. And so I just started following her on Instagram. I've been looking at her interviews and stuff now. And she's so poised and I like her, right? So anyways, I was watching this interview today when I got the phone with you. And she was talking about how she met her son's father. Yeah, she has a very old soul. And I kind of missed that. You know what I mean? I was like, no, she's grown. But no, she just has an old soul.
The connection with her and her mom. Like, her mom has done an amazing job keeping her around.
Uh-huh.
And
So
you can tell that they have a great relationship.
So she was, I don't think I've seen her mom, but she was talking about how she met the son's father and how she approached him. She said, because people just don't approach me. She said, I think it might be, and then the host said, I think it might be intimidation, da-da-da. And, people can be intimidated for all kinds of reasons. People can be intimidated by your looks, by your career, you know what I mean, whatever. Financial, your education, whatever. So.
But Craig, let me ask you this, though.
Mm-hmm.
Given the fact that you may assume people don't approach you, what kind of energy do you think you're giving off?
What is it that you're trying to say, Mr. Calhoun?
And I say energy because when you think about people who are approaching...
No, I want to know what it is Quick is trying to say. Harlem Nights. I want to know what it is Quick is trying to say, because we can all be some fighting motherfuckers in here this evening.
Because if we out and about, your energy is not like...
First of all, when are we out and about?
Let's just say we go to... what's the thing that rocks steady? What's the thing called?
The happier hour.
Right. Your energy is not like I'm looking around or just being open. It's like I'm at the bar, I'm on my phone. You're not really giving yourself a chance to even see what the crowd is giving.
Ryan, when I come in there, I'm talking to people, I'm hugging people. What are you talking about? Okay. And then we'll go to the bar, we'll get a drink. Either I'll buy the round or you'll buy the round.
If you're at a bar, let's say you're at Bar Taco, are you actually looking around or are you on your phone?
First of all, ain't nobody coming over to the table at Bar Taco.
What about if you're at the bar?
At where?
At Bar Taco. You know, the bar part. Like, you got to make yourself open, Not like
I'm open. So if you see me somewhere and you're gainfully employed,
shoot your shot.
Shoot.
Your life is in decent order.
And you've been to therapy.
You've been to therapy or you're on your way to therapy. And you're healed.
We have no time for project.
Right. Then yes, come on in the and you got all your teeth.
I'll take a project.
You got all your teeth.
You take a project?
No, I'm not taking
a project to the extent where they need support evolving.
Do y'all see this gay watch? So go ahead. What did you say?
Oh my God.
I'll take a project to the point where they need support evolving themselves.
See, that's why they need to go to therapy.
No. You can be in therapy and
here
you
can
be in a space where you say, okay, well, yeah, I'm bettering myself. But then you need to connect with your partner or potential partner where somebody is iron sharpens iron, right? So we all have to grow at different levels. So if it's somebody saying, I already have a baseline and I just need support and help, just like I would need support and help evolving as a person, I wouldn't discount that person.
Somebody said this is not Build-A-Bear. What did you want to say? Because then I'm gonna say something to Torrance after that.
The only thing I
want you to. Oh, hold on. Sorry, Ryan. I want you to think about the kind of things that you'd be willing to work through, because that's gonna be part of my question for you. Go ahead.
There are specific items.
Okay. Go ahead, Ryan.
Like the only caution I have with certain projects, let's say you're going to therapy, right? Then I need to know, well, kind of what are your issues in therapy? I mean, is it your last boyfriend beat you, or childhood trauma, things that I probably don't have any experience with? How am I supposed to help you besides being there for you?
And I want to be your partner, not your therapist.
Yeah, like some of that's a lot to take on.
Therapist is you making space for helping be supportive during their healing process. Nobody's saying you have to go in and finish the work of the therapist. I'm not suggesting that at all. So let me be clear on that. Evolving is making space for somebody to evolve in a safe space. So psychological safety is what most Black gay men don't provide other Black gay men.
Well, and see, that's why I found that dinner to be so profound that I went to in New York, that awards dinner. Yes, because there were several couples in the room that have been together for like a decade or more. And again, I don't know the backstories of those relationships. I don't know if they got open relationships. I don't know if they doing threesomes and carrying on. I don't know any of that. But what I do know is they all mentioned how they were supportive of helping the other build their career. And that's something that I have not really seen in my gay days.
And that's what I'm talking about, Greg, when I say I'm perfectly fine helping somebody evolve, because if you've been with somebody for a stretch of time and they say, okay, I want to go back to therapy, are you just going to say, okay, I'm out? Like,
No, I'm not saying that.
I'm talking about in the beginning.
I'm talking about in the beginning.
Yeah, fine. The beginning, yeah, that's...
In the beginning, I need you to come to me as whole as possible. I don't think you're ever whole.
Never.
I think we always have shit to work on. Like, no, I don't think anybody is whole.
The fact that we are constantly having shit to work on, so nobody's ever truly whole.
Every day.
100%.
Right.
So what is your version of whole?
Like, you're either in therapy, or you've been to therapy, or you're on your way to therapy, but you're self-aware. You're emotionally mature. You're emotionally stable. Like all of those things. Like you've done some real introspection. You know what I mean? Like, my thing is, like, you got folk out here talking about they want to be in a... Okay, so case in point. There's this young guy that I know, and I'm really trying to mentor him and just whatever. Baby, he is out here in these streets. Do you hear me? And it scares me. Like, and he be posting stuff like on his Insta story, but it's only for his close friends. Like, he be putting stuff like, oh, I just got fucked by 3 niggas tonight. Da, da, da. They not using condoms. And this is somebody and he young.
How young?
I think he's 25.
I guess that don't matter.
He's 25. And his thing was, well, Craig, you had your day in the sun. Like, you had your fun and da-da-da-da. Like, why can't I have mine? And I said, I'm not saying you can't have your fun. But what I'm saying to you is,
be careful.
No, it is not him. And that's why I didn't even want to tell this story. It is not Hollywood Jen. It's not him. So please don't put that down there, because that's not who I was talking about. But it's like, and he's not 25. Hollywood Jen is 21. But anyway, but my thing is, he's not even using condoms. And I'm like, yeah, I did have some fun, but I wasn't out here just, you know what I'm saying, carrying on like that. And it's like, he's letting them come in his house like back to back like this. You know, and like then he'll put a screenshot up there for his close friends about, ooh, my pussy hurt. And then he'll put the text thread and he'll scratch out the person's number and be like, he's the reason my pussy hurt. I'm like, what? But kids
think that pill is,
they think that PrEP pill is the answer
to everything.
And so I said to him, and see, he's really religious too. He's really,
Well, this goes
Koji.
Self-acceptance.
And when I say that to him, and when I say that to other people, they're like,
sex or like doesn't matter what kind of sex you're having, it's like the way he's presenting himself. That's a lack of self-respect.
But Torrance, when I said that to him, and I say that to, because I've said the same kind of thing on live, I've said the same kind of thing on panels, and I'm always attacked because there is always a person say, "Oh, you're sex shaming." Oh, well, why can't they just enjoy it? Why they gotta have a lack of self-love? And my answer has always been the same. There's something that you're trying to fill. Yeah, there's a void. There's something there's a reason you're doing that. Anybody just letting somebody just random doing some cum dump?
It's a difference from you having a very healthy sex life and saying I'm very sexually fluid and free, and I have multiple partners. Hey, shit, I'm all for that.
Mhm.
It's how you present it.
Yeah.
Like, is that the best representation of how you want to create your brand? Because
Right.
if there are other people who are younger than him who come to him and say, "Hey, I had questions around X, Y, Z, whatever. You know, can you help?" It's just awkward.
It is.
But you know what? Teaches on.
And so it's just really scary to me for him. Like, I'm scared for him, and and I'm just like, you just got to be careful. I'm not, and I said it's not just about HIV. I said there's chlamydia, and he said, because I'm on PrEP. I said, well, what about everything else? And it's not even just STDs and STIs. It's like you having 2 and 3 guys come here. What if they gang rape you, or they beat your ass in here? Like, you know what I'm saying? They end up robbing you or some shit. Like, you just don't know. Yeah, it's all of those things. But anyway, we have arrived to our destination. We will see you all on Patreon. Amen.
I didn't think this was a valid parking spot.
You can park here for like 15 minutes. And we're going to spin around in here real quick. Yeah, you